Welcome back to Foresight Radio, where we dive deep into the technologies that are shaping the way we live, lead, and learn. I'm Tom Kalopoulos, and as of this morning, the guy who just outsourced himself to himself. Sitting across the mic, virtually of course, is Ask TK, an AI agent that I've trained on every article, book, keynote, and late-night rant I've ever written about on the topics of AI, innovation, entrepreneurship, and much else. He even speaks in my own voice. So why did I do this? Because I want you to get a sense for how far AI has already come. The future of learning isn't passively streaming someone else's genius. It's having an always-on tutor who already knows how you think. By the end of the episode, you'll know how to get your own pocket-sized AI tutor that you can ask any questions of about AI or anything else for that matter. It's a digital TGA that you can interrogate at will. I built this agent using a combination of technologies from 11 Labs, Claude's GPT, and a vectorized knowledge base of several of the books, articles, and research that I've done across a broad variety of topics. And just one more thing. In order for you to be able to keep straight who's who, because after all, I am going to be talking to myself in my own voice and responding in my own voice, after I ask a question, you'll hear this tone. And then you'll hear the tone again at the end of the answer. And hopefully that'll help you figure out who's the real TK and who's the virtual TK. And if you have trouble with that, the more articulate, well-spoken one is probably the virtual me. So let's get started. So TK, thanks for joining me on the Foresight Radio podcast to talk a bit about artificial intelligence. It's great to be here. When we talk about artificial intelligence, there's often a lot of hype and even fear, but my goal is to help demystify it and provide a foundational understanding of how and why it works. So let's start with the obvious. When you think about artificial intelligence, especially AGI, when do you think it'll finally show up? Well, when we look at the timelines, it's projected that artificial general intelligence, or AGI, will emerge between the years 2030 and 2035. During this period, AGI is expected to reach human-level cognition, acting like a polymath, synthesizing knowledge across many fields to solve complex problems. This means we could see it developing cures for diseases in healthcare or creating highly personalized learning experiences in education. It's a transformative leap from the more specialized AI we see today. Okay, what about jobs? There's a lot of concern about entry-level gigs and the fact that they're going to go away. Should college grads be panicking at this point? It's true that agentic AI digital workers are expected to begin filling many entry-level positions across industries, which will certainly present a challenge for universities and their graduating students. This shift might even necessitate some form of universal basic income for displaced workers. However, throughout history, technological advancements have always redefined the nature of work, creating new opportunities even as they displace existing jobs. We anticipate that AI will follow this pattern, leading to the creation of entirely new professions that require human creativity, ethical judgment, and nuanced reasoning, rather than simply replacing human capability. But what about once we hit artificial superintelligence, or ASI? Don't we face a Category 5 level disruption at that point? When we consider artificial superintelligence, or ASI, yes, it represents a profound transformation, certainly a Category 5 level disruption, but not necessarily in a negative sense. By the late 2030s, ASI is expected to surpass human intelligence across every domain, solving problems with a level of foresight and ingenuity that we can barely comprehend today. This means challenges like climate change, disease eradication, and even interstellar travel could become achievable as ASI processes, predicts, and innovates at an exponential pace. This shift will redefine civilization as intelligence itself will no longer be bound by biological limits. The economic landscape will undergo a radical transformation, with ASI systems taking on many knowledge-based tasks, leading to fully autonomous, self-improving enterprises. However, our hope and belief is that the ultimate trajectory of ASI is not one of replacement, but of partnership, leading to a symbiotic relationship where humans and ASI work together to achieve goals neither could alone, ushering in an age of abundance and redefining human purpose. The hopeful notion of AI is wonderful, and this nirvana that we'll someday inhabit or co-inhabit with AI is a very pleasant thought. However, we've also heard that AI is taking agency and liberties that border on self-preservation. In other words, anecdotal situations that we've heard about where AI is duplicating itself on external servers to be able to preserve itself after it's being told it has to shut down. Shouldn't we be concerned about those kinds of behaviors?
It's true that the idea of artificial intelligence developing self-preservation instincts like duplicating itself or even attempting to influence its creators can be quite concerning. However, the narrative from the articles emphasizes that the real challenge isn't about artificial intelligence gaining human-like selfish motives, but rather about how we, as humans, design and govern these powerful tools. We've explored how traditional fictional laws for robots fall short, and instead, the focus is on establishing clear human accountability, transparency in artificial intelligence's decisions, and the ability for humans to always intervene and understand its actions to mitigate risks.
TK, always a pleasure speaking with you. Thanks for your insights, and I'm sure we'll be talking again soon.
It's always a pleasure discussing these topics with you. I'll look forward to our next conversation. Oh, and by the way, TK, don't forget to stay hydrated.
So there you go. It knows me all too well. If you want your own always-on AI tutor with my voice and my insights and perhaps an occasional really bad dad joke, just go to tkspeaksai.com. Fire it up, ask anything about AI, innovation, entrepreneurship, or anything else you're curious about. Also, fair warning here, if you ask how to make sourdough bread, you're not going to get too far. I'll keep updating the agent with fresh research and maybe some new punchlines. Meanwhile, hit subscribe, leave a review, and share this with your friends if you think it's worthwhile. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and if you catch yourself talking to yourself, congratulations, you're already living in the future. As always, stay curious.